welcome you again for the start of our new season. And we have some good things planned for you. You know, I always ask you to be sure to thank the library. They put up the chairs, they take down the chairs, they make the coffee, we have a home. And so it's a wonderful thing. So if you have time and think about it, just tell the librarians thank you very much, because we're very thankful for it too. This is part of the Sturgis Area Arts Council program. I want to tell you that on February 20th, our next program is going to be Mary Livingston, and she's from Whitewood. She's spoken to us before, had a program. Her new title, which is interesting, is called 3 New Books. Well, she's a prolific researcher and writer, so I can't imagine having 3 books going at the same time, although Bob had 2 going once in a column once, so I guess it's doable. We're working on, in April, we're going to do the neighborhood grocery stores, and we've all been looking forward to doing that. We have some preliminary work done on that. We're going to do it in a different format. We're going to get in a circle and everybody share. And so if you think you have a picture of an old neighborhood grocery store in Sturgis or quick surrounding area, gather it up and bring it with you, and we'll have more about that next month when we have our meeting. It's great fun to have Marty here today to share with us her life in Meade County. She has lots of pictures to share that she'll tell about, and adventures and memories that she'll share. If you have a memory or you have something you want to add or a question, it would be nice if you would stand up, because sometimes the people in the back room have no idea what we've asked up here for sitting down. So if you would do that, we'd appreciate it too, because it helps with the taping and the understanding of what's going on. Come on in. And so now and Marty is going to share some poetry with us too, which is going to be another treat. So thank you very much for being here, and here's Marty.
Well, thank you for having me here today. I hope you can all hear me. Okay. There have been a lot of things in my life, but right now I'm mostly retired. And Dwayne told me I should give a little history of some of the names of my family, so I'll do that. I was born the youngest of 7 kids to Frank and Abel Cooper at Piedmont. The oldest boy, Dale, was married to Millie Jarvis. He was killed in the Homestake mine just weeks after their marriage. She later married George Follett and was a school librarian here in Sturgis. Now, I gotta keep track here. Then Leona, Sis, married George Norris and spent most of her adult life in California. Geraldine, that's Jerry, married the old sawmill senator, Bill Grams, and she also taught school many years. Clayton, my other brother, we always called him Skinny, married Marie Seawright from Buffalo Gap. He kept books for the Tri-State Milling Company for many years. And then Mary, also a teacher, married County Commissioner Coop Anderson. So a lot of you know him. And Alta teamed up with Leonard McVeigh from Blackhawk. Dad was a Meade County assessor for many years, and so we go from there. First, I taught school at the Burton School down Elk Creek. And then the Evergreen School, that was close to the dog racetrack, I taught there for 2 years. Then my life changed. I met and married Bill Patterson, a rancher from Sulphur, South Dakota. We lived 6 years on the Patterson homestead, and that was 9 miles east of Sulphur. Our 2 kids, Margaret and Jim, were born there. And then in 1957, we moved to the Camp Creek Ranch, 7 miles south of Mud Butte, leasing from storekeeper, dance hall operator, bootlegger, and sometimes rancher, Alfie Johnson. Alfie also hosted polo games, baseball games, roller skating in the dance hall. And during the late 30s and early 40s and during World War II, the gasoline was short. So where do we go? We go up to Camp Creek. Alfie had built this building in the 1932 or 3. and he paid about $800 to put it together. He paid for it the first night he entertained. A dance ticket was 50 cents, and Alice she cooked the coffee in a boiler in an old pop stand and sold coffee and sandwiches and pop. Alfie did a big business with his bootlegging out the back door by the old cave. And he paid for that $800 bill that first night. So then, that's where all the dances were held. And so during the World War II, no gas, what have you, they put up some railings on the inside of the dance hall. It had a good hardwood floor, and it's still there too. And they rented roller skates. And all the kids in the country came to roller skate on Sunday afternoon. So we really purchased a piece of history when we got up there. Now, well, they kind of called it Robber's Roost because, well, I don't know, it seemed like when those little sheepherders got drunk, somebody rolled them and took their money. But you know, you hear a lot of stuff like that. Well, we later purchased the ranch from Alfie's heirs. We moved with 2 kids, a few cows, and a huge mortgage held by Harold Walker. We bought a herd of sheep, Jawbone, from Howard Sheridan. Do you know what jawbone means? It means pay me when you can, what you can, and it was sealed with a handshake. Not only did I do the cook and bottle washing, I did wash bottles, because one time we had 40 bum lambs. I helped Bill outside. I helped hay, and I soon learned all about a Ford 8N tractor, a 7-foot mower, and a hand dump rake. I also learned how to operate the Oliver 77 with farmhand. Bill would stack the hay, and I'd sweep it up to him and put it up on top. Well, he got a little bit verbal. You know what I mean. It's a nice way of putting it. And he was going to tell me how to run that damn stacker, and I said, I didn't like to be cussed at. It was a good hot day, and I let him cool his heels on top of that stack for about 10 minutes. And from then on, it was constructive criticism, and he didn't chew my butt so bad. Well, after I left him on that, we went on with the work. But so when we were, let's see, I lost the place. When we needed supplies or repairs, we drove 32 or 33 miles to Newell. That was our town. And I'll read off some of the names of the businesses that I remember that were all very active in the 50s. Quite a list. We had the City Hall, where they had dances every couple of weeks. First National Bank, Bober Seed House, Bratton Mercantile. And Bratton's had a grocery store, ladies ready to wear, furniture and hardware. There was a creamery, Fizzer's Furniture. Fizzer was Helen Kincaid's brother-in-law. The old drugstore had a veterinary. Bunny's had the cleaners. We had a movie theater. There was a blacksmith. There was a Cove Cafe, the Corner Cafe, Herb Lowell's Cafe. We had a Ben Franklin, a Gamble's, Coast to Coast, a Tri-County Locker, run by Mr. Lewis, and this is tied in with Diana. We had the Wool Warehouse, the Tri-State Elevator, Christensen's Elevator, the bowling alley, the bar and the liquor store, can't leave that out. We had Super Value Grocery Store, Keniston's Grocery Store, and that was 2 old ladies, and you gave them their order, and they reached up with a long stick, and they get the can of beans off with their stick. They filled your order, you didn't serve yourself. And they also had a few old ladies' gloves and handkerchiefs and a few little Sunday things. Then we had the hotel and a motel. We had an abortionist. We had a pool hall. We had a dentist that came over 3 days a week. And Dr. Picorni was a doctor that came from Europe. And he was hard to understand, but he was a very good doctor. Did I say we had the pool hall? There was the A&F Oil Company, Standard Oil, Lyons Oil, Vanderboom's Machinery, Ralph Hedrick Machinery, the newspaper office, Black Hills Power and Light, the lumber yard, the airport, Butch's Garage, Masonic Hall, Rebecca's Lodge, Odd Fellows, Pickard's Insurance, Clock Repairman, the irrigation office, the production credit office, a laundromat, Neil Bomber Insurance. They had 2 beauty shops, a barber shop, a reupholstery shop, a meat market, Palmer Trucking, International Harvester, and Oliver Machinery. Can you beat that for a little town? We had it all. So, okay, where do we go now? Well, nearly all the ranchers milked a cow. Can you hear me all right? They all milked a cow or 2 and had some chickens. The extra cream and eggs played a vital role. That was the grocery money. I'd get $5 or $6 check from the creamery, and the grocer would credit me with a few dozen eggs. Surprising how much mini groceries you got for $10. We usually lambed in 2 bunches. I was shed man, and the shed was truly my domain. I wrote The Miracle Worker, so you ask me a few questions if you like. This big picture up here, I found that by accident, but anyway, it's me skinning a lamb, so I did work, I got proof. But it says, oh Lord, I've overslept. Such an easy thing to do when you're helping with the lambing and doing housework too. Here come the men from night work, all hungry and sleepy-eyed. God help me get that bacon, the coffee boiled and the eggs and the bacon fried. Soon as you strain that milk and separate it too, you better hustle to the shed. There's a pile of work for you. 123 laid order lamb, so there's a skinning job. There's several sets of darn good twins, so take your pick and rob. I gotta make a couple calls, but I'll be out real soon. I'm gonna have the gas man's hide if he isn't here by noon. These overshoes must weigh a ton. And boy, that wind is cold. It can't be that I'm tired out. I must be getting old. Hi, dog. How's my old gray girl? I'll play when my work is done. The lambs and I'll be friskier when we get a little sun. Oh dear, the shed's a sloppy mess, but at least it isn't cold. The banker didn't think we needed it, but it's worth its weight in gold. When will that woman get these bums? They're sure a timely chore. Guess I'd better check the drop before I do much more. Well, here are 3 for jockey pins. God, are they all filled? Had a real big drop last night. I bet old Bob was thrilled. The boss had better hurry so we can get them docked. I gotta dump those jockey pins before some more are dropped. Hey, grinder will be here by noon. Did you throw a big roast in? The water tanks are down real low and the pump's acting up again. Okay, I'll help you dock. Don't notch the wrong ears. I know, dear husband. I've been doing this for years. I'll drain that noisy drop and water those old rams. You check that yearling ewe and I'll suckle those weak lambs. Oh no, here's one working and there's nothing but the nose. I'll get the slickum in a sack. Both feet back, I suppose. Well, it didn't take too long. Too bad its twin was dead. Can't save them all, you know. At least that's what it said. The ewes are giving lots of milk. Must be good hay and clover. Oh, damn, Ma, get out of the way. The water's running over. The grinder's coming down the road. It's 11:32. You go and peel some spuds and I'll check the drop for you. Man, I must look a sight. These coveralls are stiff and the paint and iodine on my hands get awful quick. The breakfast eggs are dried on hard and the separator's sour. I'm supposed to feed 4 men in less than 1 short hour. Oh, now who can be calling? I guess I'd better see. You're coming for the bum lambs and you'll be here by 3? Well, the spuds are finally boiling. There's green beans some will hate. The roast is overcooked again, but the gravy will be great. Ice cubes in the jello should make it set up fast. Just finished breakfast dishes and the table's set at last. Good thing I froze those cookies. Cripes, who's at the door? I don't need insurance, my good man. I've got to sweep the floor. Now if I shake my duster, I might get the darn bed made. I'll just slap on some lipstick. You know, that is a pretty shade. Here come the hungry heroes. Mud, hay, manure galore. I don't know why I waste my time sweeping up this floor. Did you pick up the mail? Did the veterinary call? Are these all the potatoes? Hey, there's the first fly upon the wall. That was a good meal, Mother. Things are working out today. You keep an eye upon the drop, and we'll go grind that hay. The separator sits there still, the stinking sour thing. I guess I'd better wash it now. God knows what the afternoon will bring. So, we were both active in our business. Bill was the director of the Wool Growers Association, and I was state land promotion chairman for the National Wool Growers Auxiliary. One of the promotions I helped with, the organization would furnish meat at some banquet or meeting if they allowed me to appear on the program and give a little talk. So, this is what I presented at one of these meetings. And it was published in the 1963 Wool Growers. This is an oldie in itself, isn't it? So, Mary had a little lamb. She thought, what shall I do? Should I cook him as a shish kebab or make him into stew? Alas, before we butcher, I'll have to look and look, for lamb is rather special, and lamb I've never cooked. She called the lamb promotion chairman, who incidentally is me. She said, please help me, Marty. Advice I need and several recipes. I'm having guests for dinner, and with the best I want to treat. I know lamb is delicious and a highly nutritious meat. We talked her problem over as I went through my files for ways to prepare lamb, you see. I have enormous files. Oh well. We also give out folders, charts, and books en masse. We like to help the teachers with instructing home ec class. The Extension and 4-H clubs also benefit from our plan. We want to help teach everyone how wonderful our lamb. We also help with dinners to non-consuming folks. We fill them full of lamb chops and tell them funny jokes. We hope they all enjoy it and create a great demand to make the butcher sell it throughout the entire land. But now it's back to Mary. We chatted quite a while and she chose the proper menu and served it with a smile. The ladies all besieged her to learn her cooking art. So now her reputation is, my, isn't that girl smart? She fooled us each and every one, but now it's plain to see, whenever there's a special meal, lamb is a meat for me. Don't let the girls' talk fool you. Lamb's good at night, noon or night. The only big secret is to be sure and cook it right. So buy our lamb, enjoy it. The more you eat, you see, the demand will help the producer. And friends, that's you and me. So they had to listen to me in order to get the free meat. We didn't have air conditioning and had a old blue pickup. I'm going to Phillip for some special oil for the tractor. Want to ride along? Well, of course. I mean, it was hot. Whew, it was hot. I found an old hunk of cardboard behind the seat and I poked it up by my window for a bit of shade. God, it was hot. Bill was floorboarding that old outfit, and I mean, he drove. Everybody knows him, knew he drove. I tore off some of the cardboard and wrote the following. We're really too old to go at this speed, to plant spruce trees or exotic grass seed. We're really too old when the snow whirls about, to fill a wood box or take ashes out. We're really too old to feed cows grain, to handle big bales without intense pain. And we're really too old to go fish with grandkids, to play hopscotch or remove stubborn jar lids. We're really too old to hunt with the dog, deer tag a calf or pull a sheep from the bog. And we're really too old to drive a long way or weed a garden a whole full day. We're really too old to frolic or dance, even too old for much romance. And all these things we try that I told, but really, my dear, we are too damned old. Now, did I mention that it was really hot? Well, there are about 8 years in here that I'm kind of skipping over. I rented a house in Sturgis and took the kids in every Sunday night and returned to the ranch each Friday evening. They got a good education here in Sturgis, and I learned how to juggle ranch laundry, bread baking, bowling, I love it, and driving in all kinds of weather. I think Bill lived on homemade bread, home canned beef, and peaches. We gave up the good life after knee and hip surgery, and I ruptured the Achilles tendon. There's a picture here how Bill and I looked when we were pulling it out in 95 or 6 with that. And that was kind of mean. He couldn't pick me up and he rolled me into the back of the pickup just like an old fat pig. And eventually, well, I got a scar this long up my back leg here where they had to tie that tendon together. So between that and his hip replacements and my knee replacements and all that stuff, over the years I've got 2 hips, 2 knees, and a shoulder replaced. Bill had 3 knees and a hip, so we were kind of bionic. So anyhow, we came to town and, you know, you gotta find a place to park. So you find a realtor maybe, and what do you do when the work's all done? And the calendar says it's fall. You leave the ranch and sell your stuff and answer retirement's call. The realtor said it's spacious, the grass will be green and grow. There'll be no mowing or raking and you won't have to deal with the snow. But the kitchen is so tiny. What would we do with a rumpus room? 3 bedrooms for we 2? A dining room that will seat 20? Now there's a joke for you. But the kitchen is so tiny. The doors are wide with handles, no knobs for cripples to turn. The toilet seats are high-rise and a new phone number to learn. But the kitchen is so tiny. Central heat and central air, a luxury so grand. Shades built inside the windows, no dusting them by hand. But the kitchen is so tiny. A waterfall by the foyer door, deep plush carpets and a parquet floor. But the kitchen is so tiny. Shiny appliances, also new, the latest colors so fine. You dry your laundry in the house, there is no outdoor line. But the kitchen is so tiny. No steps to climb, there's a handicap ramp. The deck is all covered from when it gets damp. But the kitchen, so tiny. A garbage disposal, what a wonderful thing. Self-cleaning oven. Hear the bell ring? But the kitchen is so tiny. Vaulted ceiling that looks so nice. Heat bills will be high, and so is the price. But the kitchen is so tiny. Well, I guess we'll buy it. What else can we do? The neighbors are nice. They're retired too. But the kitchen is so tiny.
Tiny kitchen.
Of course, there wasn't really room for 40 years of stuff. So like all folks, at some time, we had a garage sale. The old crock churn with the lid all cracked, the broken Victrola with records stacked, the JB spurs, once shiny, now old, the Duhamel saddle, skirts covered with mold, Auntie's round table, the leaves all rough. My basement is full of this kind of stuff. The picture frames, once ornate and bold, leaves so dainty, all covered with gold, now hang by a nail, rough with rust. The picture's obscured, so covered with dust. The old mantel clock, with one hand gone, passes the time as we search along to find these things, but not quite enough. My attic is full of this kind of stuff. The high-button shoes my granny once wore, Dad's old spittoon that sat by the door, a gnarled old cane that held Grandpa upright, the kerosene lamp that lit up the night, the Morris chair, adjustment rods tarnished, would once more look great if its arms were varnished, the hand-painted plate with a tiny crack, the floor vase so stately, its handles all black, a little brown statue, its patina moss green, a cake knife of silver that's lost all its sheen, the treadle machine, a Singer brand, has sown many a mile by the palsied hand of the grand old lady who wore these felt hats. Hey, there are my brother's 3 Louisville bats. Collectors all claim they can't get enough. They want to buy my mountain of stuff. So, yeah. Did you ever try to type with a stiff finger? It doesn't work, so that's why we got this to read. Well, of course, Bill checked out on me in February of 2004. Doesn't seem possible he's been gone that long. That's nearly 11 years, so I had an adjustment to make to the rally. So, I missed one here. Nope, we don't go to the rally yet. He says, what are we gonna do today? The love of my life, each morn does say, he no longer has any cows to feed, no hay to cut or fields to see, no sheep to herd or a dog to chase. He no longer lives on that cherished place. The rain can come and the wind can blow, no worries to fight the mud or the snow, no hired hand to keep or be fired. My love and I are now retired. What are we going to do today? We've earned the right to go out and play. The mind is willing, but the body is shot, and the knees are all creaky and the hips gone to pot. Lungs once breathed the prairie fare, now depend on bottled air. The back, once strong, worked without strain, now complains with the threat of rain. Shoulders that once could lift a sick calf, now such efforts make you laugh. Feet that once danced from dark to morn, now really hurt with bunion or corn. Now the hands that milk the cow, cradle the baby, or steady the plow, are gnarled and crooked, a sad, sad sight. But they can shuffle those cards from morning till night. Now, I need another drink. And I didn't put anything in it but water.
And we can fix that up for you.
A little late, I'm getting to the end. Now, let's see. Like I say, after Bill left, I adjusted to the rally. So hang on your hats, we're going to the rally. Listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar. They're heading into Sturgis, the lawyer and the whore. He came in from Denver on a cloudy August day. She flew in from Vegas, the rich were sure to pay. He was handsome, dark, rich, and tall. She had what men wanted, tight booties, boobs, and all. One-eyed Jax was busy. The drinks, they were just right. He winked his eye and she heaved a sigh, and they were off into the night. They strolled down Main enchanted to see what they could see. He got a fancy vest and she got a tight-fitting tee. The vendors called were just too much. A tattoo was a must. He got a ship upon his chest and she got a rose above her bust. One thing led to another and she cuddled in his arms. The lawyer met his match with the biggest ball of charms. I'll see you here next year, he smiled. The cash, she tucked in place. He won't remember Sturgis, but he'll not forget her face. So then, we go the other direction. There are a bunch of hoodlums. We all fear for our lives. Sturgis streets no longer safe for our children or our wives. These words he grumbled as he crawled into his old truck. Dings and dents and rusty spots, the picture of hard luck. Are you okay? Out here all alone? Looks like your old outfit died. Are you far from home? The old man's rescuer, a startling guy, tattoos everywhere and a patch over the left eye. The hoggy road was a shiny black, chrome pegs and spinners, all intact. Here, old fella, you need a drink. Bottled water's best for you, I think. This old heat needs help that I can't give, but I'll take you home, wherever you might live. The biker helped the old man mount, and as he pointed out the way, "Thank you, son," was all that he could say. "You're not all bad," he quietly said, "because without your help, I'd sure be dead." The biker took the old man home and helped him to his door, and then he took off for rally camp with a mighty hearty roar. Dear God, today I misjudged the man. Please forgive me if you can. So, now we're getting down to the serious stuff. On the 5th of May, or on the 23rd, May 23rd, 2013, I went to Dean Allen's funeral. Today I said goodbye to a friend. As I've done so many times in the past, I seldom see old folks I've known. Am I to be the last? The church was filled with flowers, the minister in black. The choir sang some special songs that brought some memories back. I know God has a plan, at least that's what I'm told. We'll all meet up in heaven, where the streets are paved with gold. There'll be no joints that pain you, no blizzard, snow, or hail, no blowing dust to hurt your lungs, and no coyote's lonely wail. My lifetime mate awaits me. His patience grows so thin. He sent for me a couple of times, but orders don't come from him. I had to finish up my work on this planet, I was told. Well, here I am, Bill, home at last, your hand once more to hold. 10 long years without him, the boy just seems to grow. Now we'll have time to visit with the folks we used to know. To those I'll leave behind, don't cry because I'm dead. This is a special place to wait, so it's not for you to dread.
Cool.
Don't sell your saddle, life's a long, tough ride. Back in 1995, I don't know, I put this down, so bear with me. The seasons of my life. Spring was that carefree time of learning, growing, and coming to maturity. Memories of being the youngest of 7 children and surviving through the dirty 30s, the Great Depression, World War II, are like precious jewels, taken out, admired occasionally, then returned to the vault of my mind, to be reviewed years later to the delight and amazement of my grandchildren. This was also a time of choosing and pursuing a career. Time for a drink. Summer was a season of learning, to share my being with my lifetime mate, and marvel at the birth of 2 children. The trials of adjustment to new and strange family, and a whole different lifestyle as a ranch wife and mother. Moving from my parental home in the hills to a lonely, isolated place on the prairie. Adjustment would sum up the summer of my life. Fall was a time of hard work, worry, education, and growth of my children. Seeing them through school, college, one in the service, and then marriage for both. Next came the empty nest syndrome, as both son and daughter moved away to establish their own homes and families. It was during the summer of my life that the Lord blessed our son with our 3 grandchildren. Now, the winter of life approaches. As my hair grows white and the body grows frail, we find dear friends and family departing this world and leaves a painful void. Sickness and disease envelops friends and family, leaving us to wonder who is next. The business that has taken us years to establish now eats away at our stamina like a cancer. It's truly painful to realize that monumental change in life will take place very soon. A new home will have to be established, close to doctors and care facilities, a home with few, if any, steps, and much less space to clean. Hopefully, what is left of the winter season will be spent with a minimum of pain and a maximum of enjoyment of the things and mind that the body is still capable of doing. Thank you. Now, if I had anything that you didn't understand, some of my phraseology, I'll be glad to take any questions or do what I can, and I'd like you to feel free to look at the books and things, and I did have a couple of impromptu things. We have a picture here, and it was a picture of Alfred and Shirley Tamara, Bill and Marty Patterson, and Carol and Bruce Walker. That was taken in 1951. They were married. Then, where's that picture? I left, somebody has it.
Oh,
Well, anyhow, then there's a picture in the middle at 25 years. We pose the same. Wrong one?
This one back here, Marty.
Well, anyway, and then again, we took another picture at 50 years. This is at 0 and this is at 50. And we have to smile. Up here, Carol and Bruce weren't married yet. She'd just gotten her diamond, and she made so sure she wanted to get her hand with the diamond on top so it would show you the picture. And it did. But I thought that was pretty nice. And we had another couple.
Here you go, Marty. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Well, this is the one where we were, the three of us. But anyhow, there was another couple there. I don't know if she was taking the picture or not. But Kay and Chuck Tribby were in that too. But we didn't get them tied in 25 and 50, but we had them in the 50-year picture. So we women were tough on our men. They're all gone. So that's the way the good Lord planned it, I guess. But we have some pictures of the black and whites of the old branding and the shearing. Bill sheared, and he was showing Jim, my son, showing him how to do the fine honors. And over here I have some of the highlights of things. This is my son Jim, and he made this airplane from scratch, and it flies. He made it from a roll of fiberglass and bottles of rosin. This is when Bill dedicated the missile site, that we had a missile site on our ranch. And he was called up to the launch control facility, and they broadcasted over SAC radio. And they made him an honorary SAC member, and he dedicated the missile site. And then we have, here's Bob Drain helping us load the sheep when they made the last trip to town. And this is one that's kind of cute. We had when I was a land promotion chairman, well, we made a float for the Labor Day in Miller. We had these bum lambs, and we colored them all different colors. We had pink and red and blue and green. And Margaret, my daughter, Mary had the little lamb. It was kind of cute. So when we sold fuel to the Air Force, when they were there in the area, and our Wool Growers Auxiliary was always trying to make some money, but our organization doesn't. And so we had sheep pelts that we ordered from someplace in Michigan, and they were colored. We had red and green and blue. And I had a pile of them in my living room. And one of these little black boys from back east came in. He was getting gas for his vehicle. He said, "What are those?" I said, "They're sheep pelts." "No, sheep are white." I said, no, we've grown that color. Oh, he said, don't give me any of that old crap. I said, well, you don't believe me? You look right out there. And here came the bum lambs. And red and yellow. I'm sure that black kid went back to the East Coast and tell him we grew colored sheep and stuff.
Well, they did.
But it was an experience, you know. It's kind of like the kid that pulled Santa Claus out of the chimney, and you try to tell him there's no Santa Claus, he knows better. That boy knows too. So this was our house in Piedmont, or in Mud Butte. And I took a picture in the winter, and one in the summer, and this is our house in town here. And Bill loved to garden. And one time we had over 5,000 gladiolus. And the reason I know, we didn't count them individually, but every fall he dug all these and he brought it into the house. And he took them down to the basement. We had a complete finished basement. And he'd sort them. Put the dirt here and the little ones here and the big ones there. And then he racked them up in beer flats. And we had over 5,000 bulbs. So that's how I know he grew strawberries and gladiolus. And so, and this one picture is the kind of fun one. It's when we went to the cabin party at Walker's Cabin. I was nursing my daughter, so I couldn't leave her home. And I mean, when we partied, we partied. We went up, we had supper, and we played cards, and we partied until dawn's early light. And so they took a picture of the girls. And here is Marty holding her nursing daughter. But that was a long time ago. We had a lot of fun at those parties. And those days are gone forever. But you'll find that nowadays they don't commute like me and I do. I'm a dinosaur and I'm proud of it. So it's nice speaking with you.
Does anybody have any questions or that they'd like to ask?
Yeah, any questions?
Any questions or memories that you might share that you remember what she's remembered?
I remember going into Marty's, it was a crawl space, it wasn't a basement. And I think we had already helped sort calves and cows, and then we had to go to the house and cook for the crew. And anyway, it was my duty to go in her crawl space to get something. And when I come back out of there, they said, "Oh, Mary, I forgot to tell you, there's bull snakes down there."
Oh, yeah. That's why I wouldn't go.
It's a good thing she told me after I was up, because they'd been fixing their floor.
Well, Mary and Ori were our neighbors, and we had a heck of a bad winter. And Ori always left his car parked up at Sulphur with the keys in it. And if anybody could get that far, they could use his car to go on to town. That was just one of those things, you wouldn't do that nowadays. So one day, Bill and I picked up Mary and Ori, and we had the old Oliver with a little two-wheel trailer, and Mary and I crawled under tarp behind, and we went up to the store, got Nori's outfit, and headed for Newell, and for Sturgis. He pulled up in front of Doc Nass's house, or business. Mary said, "I said I ain't a-going, and I ain't a-going." He said, "Oh, come on now. Come on, you gotta go." I said I ain't a-going, and I ain't a-going. Well, she was pregnant. And she said she wasn't going to the doctor, and she didn't go. But we bought groceries. And we came home, and it was 10 or 11 at night and colder than you can imagine. So we came, we loaded the groceries in the back of that old two-wheel trailer, and Mary and I crawled in under it, and Bill and Ori had pulled their ear lappers down, and we headed down the 9 miles down the road we took them up to their house, and we got home. We backed up to ours, and Bill picked it up, and the bottom fell out of the groceries, and they went everywhere. And it was 11 o'clock at night, and we're picking up beans and peas and what have you from that. But we had some fun times, and I can remember they talked about, oh, it's been so cold. My gosh, it's below zero. Heck, many's a day Bill came into the house with a bucket of milk with this much of a frozen ring around the top, and didn't think anything too much of 10 below because it was 15 below the day before. So we're getting to be pansies, I guess. But I wondered if when I read my story about the lambing shed, I really was. I took care of the shed and Bill took care of the outside. And at one time we had a trailer house in the inside the shed. And we slept in there. And we'd get up every 2 hours. One of us would get up, check the drop, set the alarm clock, and he'd crawl in behind the other one. And then the one that was in front had to get up the next time. And so when I did my lamb work, I had a box about like this. And in it I had a little container up here that kept the sore mouth medicine. We vaccinated the lambs for sore mouth. And I had another little container that was full of alcohol. And I had my pills, and we gave them a pill for diarrhea, and we gave them a shot for overeating, and we gave them a scratch in the ear for sore mouth. And then I castrated them with the elastrators. And then the guy that was holding them over here, he'd flip them over. I had another box, and I had a row of big numbers. I'd stamp 127 on the ewes behind her. And I had smaller numbers, I'd put 127 on the lamb's butt. Then if I had a set of twins, oh, I forgot, I iodined their navels too. Because that's where they oftentimes got infection. Anyway, you dip that needle in the alcohol and give them a jab and keep them. So then when we had the twins, we gave the ewe a number on her side. And then we gave the lambs the same number on their side. So if you walked out and you saw a lamb and he looked pretty puny, you found his mate and you found his mother, and you put them in a pen and you made a mother upright. Or maybe one of them was dead. So if that's the case, you put the bar 8 bar, which was our brand, over the number, renumbered the lamb on the butt and set her out as a single. So we had quite a deal, and then I had a post up here with a book, a bunch of papers, and I wrote down the number, and if anybody came in and said, number so-and-so isn't doing well, you always check the tally sheet, see what was going on. And we always said we were in the sheep business, so Bill could afford to run cattle. So when they said he'd get the slick 'em in a sack, you know, when you have a lamb being born with no feet and just a head coming out, you're in trouble. So you get this slick 'em. And I didn't have rubber gloves, so I let you know, these old hands just work fine. We put a little of that, what was it, KY, like KY jelly, and you go in and find the feet and you bring them out. And sometimes you had to have a sack to get a hold so you get a grip. That's what that meant. So it's quite a life, and you know what? The people from town would come out and say, oh, look at the pretty little lambs on the white, on the yellow straw. Don't they look cute? They didn't see us when we were shoveling that manure left and right and center. It was cold and windy and blowing. You know, there's always two sides to every story. But I miss it and I enjoyed it. And if you're looking for a job, don't call me.